It is a common misconception that the woolly mammoth vanished at the end of the last ice age, but history has a way of keeping secrets. While the great empires of the Nile were beginning to rise and the Great Pyramid of Giza was being meticulously assembled stone by stone, a small, isolated population of mammoths was still walking the earth, here on Wrangel Island in the remote Arctic Ocean. Cut off by rising sea levels 6,000 years ago, these were the final survivors, but life in paradise was anything but. Confined to this tiny island, the mammoths began to undergo a tragic transformation. With limited food and a shrinking gene pool, their DNA began to melt. Geneticists have recently decoded their remains and found something heartbreaking. These final mammoths suffered from what we call a genomic meltdown. They lost their sense of smell, their coats became abnormally silky and lost their insulating power. They were becoming shadows of their former selves. But it wasn't just genetics. They were the architects of the mammoth steppe. By trampling moss and recycling nutrients through their waste, they had created their own lush grasslands. Without their vast numbers to maintain the soil, the very ground beneath their feet began to turn into mossy, unproductive tundra. They were losing their home, and they were losing their identity. And then, the final blow. It wasn't a predator, it wasn't a spear, it was a sudden, catastrophic shift in the weather that would seal their fate forever. In our final episode, we witness the moment the last mammoth took its final breath and the incredible, controversial science that is trying to bring the thundering footsteps back to the tundra.